Many years ago, I was a mechanic at a Norton Triumph and BMW dealership in the Midwest. I will tell you right off the bat that I was never a great tech, but the job was one of the highlights of my life. Many fun and interesting things happened on that job, but it was the people that made it really memorable. There seemed to be a steady flow of shop regulars, travelers passing through, and the occasional eccentric person to make things interesting. I collected a number of stories. Some are motorcycle related and some are not, but I've attempted to share them here, and I hope you will enjoy them. If you do, click the like button or subscribe. I met Glenn because I was working on his slightly scruffy dark green 1969 Norton Fastback. We were a bit more informal in those days, and sometimes customers would sit on a roll around and watch us work on their bikes. I didn't mind as long as they didn't get in the way. I was setting the points and timing on Glenn's bike. I remember doing this because it's tricky. The points are in a can underneath the carburetor where the magneto used to live. It requires patience and long screwdrivers. As I worked, he related an adventure story to me. It seems that Glenn's job had ended, and the payoff had led him to have a large sum of cash. This might have involved him working offshore. I was never clear on this. What was clear is the fact that he was on sabbatical at the time. He decided to take his Norton, the one I was working on, for a tour before settling into a new course of employment. At this point, he was riding around and enjoying the hospitality and charm of the Deep South. And one evening, he fell into the company of some local lads who had led him astray with drink. He woke up in jail the next morning, having been picked up for drunken disorderly. Glenn said that he was not concerned. His pockets were tight with cash and he could pay the fine. Later that day, he was brought before the magistrate and the charges were read. He piped up and asked, "How much is the fine?" And the next thing he heard shocked him to his core. "Ain't no fine, boy. Pea picking time, 90 days, county farm." He said my mouth was open and gapping like a catfish gulping air, and they were taking me out of the courtroom. I couldn't believe it, but it was true. He said that he spent the next 30 days picking peas and beans, and they found out he had construction experience. He spent the remainder of the time working on roads and bridges. When his sentence was up, they took him back to town where he was arrested and gave him his clothes, his bike, plus $20 and told him, "Don't come around here no more." He said, "I don't. I'd go around that state if I had to travel." He never told me what state that was, but a few names come to mind.